Hello there.
I hope you guys are having a lovely weekend wherever you are around the world. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Elie Moses, your 22-year-old law and film senior show, shooting your shot, baby. Today, we are up to episode 19 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 7. Yes, not long to go now. This episode is titled Empty Places. We are here to see the aftermath of the major blow dealt towards Buffy and co. last episode with the introduction of our new villain, Caleb. And yes, I did not know that was Nathan Fillion. I don't know. I haven't watched Firefly. I don't know, but thank you all for letting me know. Yes, I'm very excited for this episode to see the aftermath. I love the whole crew that's been involved now, with Faith getting involved. I'm excited to see the character development. Xander just got a major blow dealt to with him, and the foreshadowing was in the episode, actually, with all the lines about seeing and always go for the eye. And then, yeah, he copped one to the eye. So Pirate Xander on the way. But yeah, let's waste no more time. Let's get to the reaction. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Let's go. Also, everyone's down for a Buffy rewatch, right? We all down. We all cool with that? I want to keep you guys on the channel. Obviously, hopefully you guys get involved in my other content coming. I have a lot of Christmas content planned, which will be fun, like some cool movie reactions, hopefully planned along the way. But in general, for the future of the channel, obviously I want to do a Buffy rewatch. If you guys are down with that, I want to watch Firefly, maybe Dollhouse, but the main show I want to get into is Breaking Bad as well. But obviously, I want to do a Buffy rewatch to keep you guys here, and the Buffy rewatch will be spoiler. In the comments, like spoilers will be allowed in the comments because we're discussing the actual episode and even foreshadowing for the future events. So we're all down for it, right? We all cool? We all cool? Hopefully we are. And yeah, let's continue the episode. Sunnydale's on a madness. It's closing down, baby. Like Principal Wood said, children are coming to school, parents are leaving town.
This time, it's like it just seems different, more powerful. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to stop it.
Hey, don't, I got Buffy, baby.
I mean, I'm sure you'll do fine. Complete confidence in you. If anyone can do it, you can, because you rock. If you save the world,
Let's
I'll
go.
come back, we'll have drinks. When? And I mean, when you save the world, it's gonna be great with all the
No pressure.
rocking.
No pressure. No pressure.
Maybe you should just get out of town this time.
Yeah, probably should.
I still can't get over Clem driving just a random car in just broad daylight sunlight. It's like there's so much chaos going on. I don't think anyone will pay attention to him. Like he's just driving around in public in broad daylight like that. No one cares. No one cares. But I noticed before at the start of the episode when Buffy was talking with Clem, I think Sarah Michelle Gellar sounds a bit sick. Like she sounds different to the last episode. She does sound a bit sick. Like it sounds like her voice is gone a little bit. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it or she was actually sick when she recorded this episode and they were under such a tight time frame that they had to get it out, because she does sound sick, and I don't know if they're gonna write that in to the episode because of all this stress she's under, and we'll see.
You take care of yourself, okay?
Farewell, Clem.
We don't get a lot of contact with Interpol, so we're happy to help you with anything you need.
Interpol.
Is there anything else we can help with?
No, thank you, we're fine.
Who are you?
I'm with the inspector.
Willow,
The inspector.
Willow
Right.
doing them Jedi mind
We
tricks.
don't get a lot of contact with Interpol, so
Single step. A single step, and it is upon us. From beneath you, and
One of these yet? No, what is that?
fugitive ran aground right here in our own backyard.
Yeah?
Faith?
Well, we're looking at a possible release as early as tonight. We're just waiting for your labs to get back, and Dr. Khaled said that should be a couple hours.
That's great.
Okay. I think we're all caught up then. Thank you for
Wait,
this wisdom.
She does sound
Work.
sick. She does sound
Oh.
sick. Yeah.
I thought we were gonna be card games. Oh no, I should really get back. I want to get everyone started on this. I think we're really close to something. So I guess you're stuck with me then, huh? Let's order some cherry-flavored off-brand gelatin, and then I think we'll be up for a rousing game.
I might need a parrot.
Childhood buddies.
Well, to go the eye patch. To really complete the look. I think I still have that costume from Halloween.
Yeah, and don't underestimate the impact of peg leg.
You know what the best part is? No one will ever make me watch Jaws 3D again.
Yeah. You'll never have to.
Hey, don't diss Jaws 3D. That's a guilty pleasure for me.
Please don't.
I was about to go on a rant on Jaws 3D, but it got emotional, so I'll hold that thought for a second.
So we know that a battle is coming. Ubervamps galore. We also know that the Ubervamps are hard to kill.
Hard to kill.
Teaching lesson.
I have been out talking to some of my old contacts, and they've provided some surprising bits of news. Yay for them! Of course, these guys have incredibly strong sternums, so it's a lot like driving a wooden stake through solid steel. But you guys are all super strong, right?
No, they're potentials.
No.
I used to be really afraid of these Ubervamp guys. But then the scary preacher blew into town, and now I'm mostly terrified of him.
We're working on getting info on that guy.
Why bother? Nothing works.
Ooh.
Nothing will.
Listen, I want to pause quickly. First of all, I got to commend Andrew for the speed of which he's drawing at, and you know, providing really you know, photographic details of what Anya's saying. But at the same time, you could see why the potentials would be worried. Okay, first of all, I don't think they're that capable. Obviously, they did well against the Bringers last episode, but you're dealing against 10,000 Ubervamps potentially, or however many we saw in that vision Buffy saw, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, right? And they're already scared because of the preacher guy. That's already a threat. Caleb is a threat. You saw what he did to both Faith and Buffy last episode, and Xander. So it makes sense why the potentials would be worried. But then you got the Ubervamps. You saw what one Ubervamp did to the crew and how hard that guy was to defeat. He whooped Buffy's ass once, twice, and then it took showtime for Buffy to get the better of the Ubervamp, and now there's heaps of them. So there's so many threats at play as well. And then you got the first as well. You got the Bringers. You got Caleb, who's dangerous. We don't know too much about yet. And we saw the effects of that last episode when you don't know too much about your enemy and you go in blindsided, you got your ass whooped. So yeah, and Faith got 3 ass whoopings within the space of a week from the Beast. The Beast, was it? Caleb. And I forgot who the other person is. Was it Angel? I can't remember. There was someone else. It must have been Angelus. But she got 3 ass whoopings in the space of a week and a half. So, yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment.
I know you're all upset. I myself would much rather be sitting at the bedside of my one-eyed ex-fiancé than killing time here with you people in this overcrowded and, might I add, increasingly ripe-smelling basement. And I would be too, if not for a certain awkward discussion he and I recently had right over there on that cot, immediately following some exciting and unexpected breakup sex.
Here we go.
But I need to give him some space. I'm doing what I can do, contributing any way I can. And so will all of you.
Breakup
You
sex.
still need to know this information. We can't stop just because something else is trying to kill you too.
I don't know about the tone there. Like, I know Anya's the perfect individual for a bit of comedic relief and like lighthearted tone, but those potentials just lost 2 friends, like, or 2 individuals last episode. So I don't know. I feel like they're not even mourning him. They just brushed over their deaths, and they could have been really good friends with other individuals. I mean, we had a close up or like sort of medium shot of Kennedy's facial expressions, and she looked like pretty frustrated. She looked pretty vexed, and she looked like she didn't want any. She didn't want any of Anya's. She wasn't having any of Anya's like basically dialogue right there. But I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I don't know if the lighthearted nature is gonna match up well. But then again, some of you will say you need that lighthearted nature to match up with all the seriousness that's going on, especially with Caleb and all these freaking menacing stuff. He's a complete prick. So yeah.
I shouldn't be down at Hogwarts. Probably. All right, playing hooky. Score 1 for the boarding school brat.
Aren't there going to be questions about her sex life on the test? Because I really hope I don't have to study all that.
Yeah, whenever she starts talking about getting all sweaty with Xander like that, I just remind her I had him first.
Thing is, what's the point? Studying demon hot zones and pressure points doesn't do a hell of a lot of good when Preacher Man's out there.
No one's come up with any info on Caleb yet?
No, nothing is working. Not research, not on his contacts.
We're lousy with dead ends around here. Everyone's feeling pretty pointless. Don't even have a place to start.
Hey, who's here?
playing for a while. I want to know where. Whatever it takes.
You good to help? Well, I was going to do lots and lots of homework, but darn the luck, they went and canceled school, so it's like I grabbed. Good. Hey, Buffy. How was Andrew's mood? You know, exactly. Did you get a chance to talk to the doctor about the meds? Because it seemed like...
Hey, Pipsqueak.
Buffy
Why don't you
ain't
go and get some of the stuff you've already gotten from Giles?
Buffy ain't in the mood.
Or, you know, we can talk about this later, maybe. Okay. I'll be right back.
But like, do you guys agree with me and feel like Dawn's been a bit sidelined this season? Like, I'm trying to remember. I think we had that one episode at the beginning with her love interest in the jacket. But other than that, I don't know if she's had much of a role to play. I mean, she had a couple episodes or a couple moments to shine with Joyce appearing to her in conversations with dead people. And then, you know, the dialogue with when the time comes, Buffy will choose, or Buffy will choose, I remember, Buffy would choose to neglect you or something. She will choose her friends over you, or she will choose to sacrifice you, something along the lines of that. So I don't know if that's still got a part to play, because obviously with the introduction of the potentials and now Faith, there's been a lot going on this season. And season 7, there's been a lot going on. Like I said, I've said it time and time again, there's been a lot going on this season, and it's going to be interesting to see how they juggle it. I don't feel like the potential stuff has been as chaotic as I thought it was going to be. It's been dealt with okay, not too bad. Obviously, you've had the introduction of like a few more each episode, and you've seen the group go, and then you see faces you've never recognized before. You're like, who the hell are you? But then you can fill in the gaps of saying they've just been recruiting potentials over the sort of blank periods, or like the periods we haven't seen. But yeah, I felt like it's juggled it not too bad. Like I thought it was going to be more of a mess. And there have been moments where I've been frustrated with the potentials, but it hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be. We'll see. We've still got 3 or 4 episodes to go. It could get chaotic.
Try to find anything that looks like Caleb. His church, his ring. His ability to render a slayer useless in just one punch.
Oh. Woo!
That was stupid. I don't know why I said that.
Somebody call the stormtroopers because shots have been fired.
You know, I have to go to the school, pick up the rest of my stuff. I really didn't mean it. It's fine. Really, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Woo!
I'll be back soon.
I don't know if just it's the lighting in this scene as well, but I've noticed like credit to the makeup artist. It's just a little subtle. But I think there's a bit of bags and blackness and bruising under Buffy's eyes, like towards the left side of the screen. So obviously her right eye, and I can see it on the her left eye as well. Just to show, I guess, that Buffy is completely exhausted and tired. I don't know if just the lighting and the makeup cover up, but it looks like there's a little bit of like swelling under her eyes, bags, and just, yeah, that's, I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but.
See that everyone else gets started on this.
Yeah.
Even Faith's like, damn, Buffy's not in the mood. Damn, memories, man. It just goes, I remember, like, that's literally me looking at the thumbnails from season 1 and 2 the other day and just seeing how young the actors and actresses were of Buffy season 1. And it made you think back to simpler times as well, where you had the Master as the villain and you thought he was bad. Like, you thought he was crazy. But it just goes to show how much the Buffy character and the Buffy characters around her have evolved over time. And it's been a hectic season. It's been a hectic 7 seasons. There's been its ups, it's had its downs, and it's had its high highs where it's been absolutely phenomenal. But you cannot deny this has been a staple show, in my opinion. I'm not even up until the end, but like, I'm 22 watching this back now, and I can see how this was a staple show. I can see the influence of filmmaking today because of Buffy, and I can see where Joss Whedon has used the success of Buffy in other film and television things he's made after Buffy, and he's replicated that success because it was successful in Buffy. You've seen certain actresses and actors being used. You've seen certain plot lines used in like certain Cabin in the Woods. You've seen even in Angel. I noticed one bit the other day, and it was a sort of resemblance of a scene in Avengers, the first Avengers in 2012, where you had Jasmine going through the crowd and people bowing down to her, similar to how they did with Loki, and he tried to make everyone kneel in Avengers. And I saw the similar parallels, and yeah, it just goes to show how much Buffy had success, and then that success was later replicated. And yeah, there's a lot of things that people took from Buffy.
Oh, now look. Things don't go exactly your way, so here come the waterworks.
This guy was camping at the school.
Ain't that just like a woman?
This guy and his analogies about women, he needs to get kicked in the head. Hey, get that Dennis the Menace haircut out of here.
Fighting back didn't do you much good last time, did it? How is poor sweet Xander? Let him know he's in my prayers, and anytime he's willing, I'm ready to
Fair play.
finish the job.
Fair play.
Xander again, and I will end you.
Oh, he ended that table.
Mind your manners. I believe I did warn you once. You're angry, frustrated, scared. I like that in a girl. You really should relax a little. Look at where you are. History's gonna look back at you, at me, at this place, and they're gonna see the glory. Great things are happening now, right here. This school, the shield, it's all gonna be a part of the great sweeping tide of change, and you're gonna be a part of it. And more importantly, why would you want to get in its way?
I guess I'm just ornery.
Woo! Ric Flair, woo!
Oh, I knew you'd be a wild one.
Damn, he just caught that kick like it was nothing. Damn.
I'm gonna take such sweet pleasure in taming you.
Come on. Where's Robin Wood? Damn. Through the glass. This isn't a WWE Extreme Rules match here.
I'll see you soon, little lady.
Man, he could have just killed her off there. He could have just killed her off. He's just toying with her. It's like the first has instructions for Caleb. And it's like, don't kill Buffy yet. It's like the first is awaiting the big battle. I don't know. But that's the second time Buffy's got knocked out. Like last episode, Buffy knocked out in one punch and hit against the wall as well. And was out of action for most of the battle against the Bringers. And then again, just got exposed, going alone to the school. And the general taken out again. Right through the glass and right through the wall. That's a nice shot right
here's
there.
the one that stood out. It's
I love the framing right there of that shot. Buffy in the left-hand side of the frame, knocked out on the floor as Caleb walks away as the villain is victorious again. It's a simple shot, but very effective in its framing. I really like that. I really like that. It was very clever. And I actually like Caleb as a villain in terms of like Nathan Fillion is actually great as him. I mean, I've only seen an episode and a bit of him, and the way his dialogue is crafted, the way he delivers his lines, he's a very much a prick. He's annoying and he's designed for you to hate him. And I do hate him. I resent him. But that's good. That's what you want in a villain. And it makes me think, imagine we had a whole season of him. Imagine he was the first servant from the beginning. Like the beginning of season 7. It would have been great to see much more of him. Because I think he could have been chaotic throughout the entire season. And they could have done a lot with him. Like they could have done a lot with him. Because he's already been a menace for an episode and a half. He could have been much more of a menace.
A mission up north in Gilroy?
Mr. Giles, they stole the last meatball mozzarella flavored Hot Pocket out of the freezer, even though I had called dibs on it.
I didn't see anything.
exactly no vandalism at all.
Was it in the file?
The place was abandoned. Locals started noticing after a few days that no one was going in or out. 6 members of the order lived there, but when the cops showed up, all gone.
The house is still here. Andrews, please do not eat. But the box is empty now.
Oh,
Oh, good.
I'm not sure. Here.
The fundamental lack of respect.
Shut up. Pay attention.
Woo! All right, Giles. Damn, man. I know England lost today and got knocked out of the World Cup, but you don't have to come out with that fire. Damn. Damn.
What am I looking for?
On the back wall. Knot hole.
That's not a knot hole. Sounded like there was news.
She's eating
What's up?
right in front of him.
Rupert.
Spike, I have a mission for you.
Oh, really? Because, you know, sometimes our missions end up with you trying to kill me. I'm not fond of those.
This is bona fide. With real ramifications.
You want to go check it out?
I need someone who can take care of themselves in case Caleb has left some souvenirs.
Let me guess. Faith is gonna go with Spike.
Are we gonna get to the food stealing issue soon?
Take Andrew.
What?
Oh, damn.
You are always saying you want to get out of the house more.
Well, there may be demons lurking about. You never know. He's a demon expert. He can help.
Oh, please.
Well, he could bring his pan flute thing along. Excellent. Off you go.
Get out of the house.
Time the troops here got to sit and stew, feeling crappier by the minute.
Train him.
We should keep them occupied.
Yeah, I know how to keep them occupied.
Oh, this ain't training. This ain't training. Listen, I know Faith probably made this decision to like let off a little bit of steam, get a bit loose, but this contradicts completely what Giles was saying a couple episodes ago about saying we have no time for dates, no time for this, but then Faith gets him to go to the Bronze to party. Listen, we should be training. We got our asses whooped last episode, man. We should be researching tactics, training, new fighting techniques, how to use weapons, not just going to the Bronze to party. Obviously, I haven't seen the objective of this and what's going to happen, but I don't know. This is an odd decision, and especially how would Giles let this, especially when you saw him go off at the OG crew, the Scoobies, a couple episodes ago, or like it was early on in season 7, about going on dates. And Giles went on a rant about, you know, we don't know what the first is. We don't know what we're up against. And we have no time for dates at the moment. And yeah, lo and behold, I think this is an excuse for Faith to let off a little bit of steam. And she's like, let me take the potentials along with me. I love how the Bronze is still alive and kicking when everyone else left town.
You heard?
Caleb came back looking for seconds.
My God, is he...
Still able to make me see cartoon birdies all around my head. You betcha.
Yes, sir.
The short lack of consciousness was nice. I feel rested.
I sent Spike to look into it.
Spike,
Oh.
is this a mission from which you intend Spike to return alive?
Oh.
Yes. I sent Andrew with him.
Again, I ask the question.
Buffy, you weren't here. Decisions have to be made in your absence.
Damn.
Yeah, well, those are the ones that have been scaring me.
I did what I thought was right.
You sent away the one person that's been watching my back. Again.
We're all watching your back.
I was about to say that. I was like,
Honey,
there's a whole family.
it's
Buffy.
really what it feels like.
Family. Vin Diesel.
Buffy.
Where did everybody go? Faith, the girls, where are they?
Faith thought that the girls could do with some time off their studies. I thought she took them to the Bronze.
Giles allowed it. I like how that was sort of like a normal father-daughter relationship talk right there. And I like how you guys were saying in the comment section last episode about Giles and Buffy, you know, it's more about showing like the parent child dynamic as well. And how as the child grows older, you know, they're old enough to make their own decisions, and sometimes they don't rely on those parents and their parents anymore. But that's happened to me before. I can relate to it. You know, I've grown old enough and my dad trusts me to make my own decisions. But even time and time again, I always think he's the like sort of be all and end all. Like I always go back to him for advice. And I think Buffy's in that stage at the moment where she thinks she's old enough to make her own decisions, and she is. But then sometimes her decisions have consequences, and she's not always going to be perfect in those decisions. That's what you have parents for. You learn from them, and you go for them for advice, guidance. And I think Giles is a bit left out at the moment. There's that tension still there, and it's that spark is not there between them anymore as it was in the first couple of seasons, where Giles was always there. He was that father figure, and Buffy always looked to him for help. But hey, that's life. You grow up and you become old enough, and yeah, unfortunately, parents or older figures aren't going to be there forever, so you need to be mature enough to make your own decisions. But at the same time, whilst they're still there, they're extremely valuable, and I think Buffy's going to learn that soon as well. Going to learn to not just disregard Giles as she has the last couple episodes. So yeah.
Did you lay the proper groundwork?
That I did. Reckon she got the message, even if she doesn't know it yet. So now the big strong Slayer goes back to those girls. She's just so ready to walk them right into it. And all we have to do is give her that one final, gentle nudge.
Excellent.
Yeah, Buffy's voice has been really inconsistent this episode. You can tell some scenes were filmed in different days. And yeah, her voice sometimes is just a bit cracked and muffled, and yeah, she's lost her voice, and then sometimes it just sounds clean. So it obviously it's not going to impact the episode and the quality, but yeah.
This is so cool. Buffy would never let us do this.
Oh my gosh,
Are so cool.
Hey, how old are you?
that's underage drinking.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a real nice 7-Up. Okay?
Oh, wanted fugitive, Faith. Yep, there we go.
Hey, was wondering what was taking you boys so long. Where you been?
We're gonna have to ask you to come with us, miss. Outstanding warm.
How about you guys buy me another drink and we'll see where the evening takes us?
Oh, hey.
Let's go.
What's going on?
It's cool. I got it. It's not.
My guy brought a shotgun to a club like that. Wanted fugitive, to be fair. So
No, I'm not going back to jail.
yeah, I was waiting for Faith to whoop their ass. Oh,
You said anything about jail?
these cops are dodgy. They've been sus since the start of the episode. Damn, my guys just left their guns open like that. Keep your distance, cops. Dumbasses.
Stay back. This doesn't concern you.
You can't keep us in here.
Oh, a minute ago they just wanted to shoot her. Now they're beating her down and like, bro, where's the guns?
The best thing you can do is wait here.
Don't listen to him. He won't hurt us. I'm just gonna go borrow the phone.
Damn, Dawn. Hey! Chill, T1000.
Best thing you can do is wait.
You have to shoot us all to stop us.
It doesn't really bother me.
These
Wow.
cops are really getting hell-mouthed.
Yep. The whole
Back
mouth
up.
coming into full
No.
effect. Oh, damn, damn. Shout out the potentials. And Dawn. Reinforcements.
Faith! What are you doing?
It's not what it looks like.
Just blowing off steam. Well, it started that way. Turned on when cops go evil on us.
Girls, go home. I need to talk to Faith for a minute. Buffy, we weren't on. You too. Go.
Come on, ease up on Faith. Understand the situation, Buffy. Quick, just comment on that sort of fight scene. I felt like it was really sloppily edited, in my opinion. Just between the changing cuts of what was happening inside the bronze with the girls to the changing cuts outside, where you had 1 second Faith was fighting the cops and the next second she was on the floor getting hit with the batons, and then yeah, the cops having no sort of sense of urgency with the guns and where their guns were, because 1 second they wanted to shoot Faith and kill her, and the next objective just beating her with the batons. I don't know. I felt like it was just a bit sloppily edited. I felt like it could have been done a bit better. And then obviously the girls coming outside and yeah, destroying them. But I just felt like it could have been done a bit better. I felt like it looked definitely really rushed. Like not one of Faith's better fight scenes in the series.
Taking a break is one thing. I get blowing off steam. But they were fighting. And those girls were drunk. What were you thinking?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Poor form.
Yeah, what if someone had gotten hurt?
They didn't.
Faith, I need to know that these girls are going to be safe when I'm not around.
No one got hurt, B. Look, you don't even know these girls. Maybe you should have a little more confidence in them. Let them mess up sometimes, get down and dirty.
Pew, pew.
How the hell else are they going to learn?
Learning from your mistakes is one thing. But you don't throw children
They're
into
not children.
They're like 15, 16,
really isn't
aren't
the
they?
point.
Hey, what about the vineyard? What?
Oh, she's calling her
How
out.
safe were they when you dragged them off to meet Caleb?
There we go.
How safe was Rona or Amanda or Molly?
Damn. Hey, rightfully called out. Oh, and she flicked her jacket back. Damn, her coat, sorry. What are you guys' thoughts on the Faith Buffy conversation there? Because clearly a lot of things were said, and I think Buffy was in the wrong last episode. Obviously, she didn't have enough time to maybe research about Caleb, but yeah, she clearly thought she was running out of time, and she's like, let's chuck everyone in, let's go in. But then again, Faith, I think she was in the wrong to blow off steam that way. I think both are in the wrong. I think maybe they had the right ideas, but just the execution was very poor, especially with Faith. Underage drinking, could have gotten a bit reckless, could have really ended badly there with the cops as well, because if they're all drunk and Faith is letting off a little bit of steam, Faith could have lost concentration and not kept the eye on one of the girls, and it could have gone a lot could have gone wrong, especially with the amount of vampires that's been around the bronze throughout the entire Buffy series.
Heard a lot about you.
It hasn't really started yet, has it? Because I hate being late.
Troops are still gathering. I think you're safe.
Looks like someone banged you up pretty well.
Well, this one's from someone who just thinks she's a cop. It's my favorite of all my current bruises.
So someone who thinks she's a cop, huh? I have to, like, ice her now or something like that?
I'm not gonna kill her. Wanted to, but didn't. By the way, bully for me since no one else said it.
For what? For not killing Buffy?
It's this new thing I'm trying.
She told me about you.
Believe every word.
So what changed?
Other things matter more.
I think you're worried about her.
Ooh.
I think you need to brush up on your Buffy and Faith history.
All right, if you say so, but I read people pretty well. It's a thing I do.
Town, walking anywhere after dark is like an extreme sport.
Kinda is.
Someone who didn't know you very well might think you were out looking for a fight or something. Maybe you got bigger issues than what's wrong with B. I read people too.
Woo! Hey, Waith? Anyone shipping Waith over Spaith here? And Spuffy? Waith? Hey, look at that little smile. Waith, baby. Yeah, send us back.
Not bad.
We didn't have time to do more.
Dawn goes there first. Buffy comics, anyone?
Parties in this house, I usually end up having to rebuild something.
I wanted you to be here for this.
Alright, this meeting
You'll
about
be interested in what I found out.
this meeting about to be really interesting.
What did you find out?
It's about the cellar. Look, I know that night wasn't fun for any of us, but I figured out some things about that place, and I realize now what we have to do. We're going back in.
I don't think everyone's gonna agree with that one. Oh, that's gonna be difficult. Big call from General Buffy.
I can't. Can't is a 4-letter word. I'm Andrew. I'll be your bad cop this evening. You don't start singing my associate.
We're trying to fight him. Caleb, we need your help.
You can't fight him. You can't stop him. You can only run.
Run. It's a 4-letter word. It's a 3-letter word.
He had me convinced for a second it was a 4-letter word. Hey, Andrew knows a thing or two about bad cop.
I'll do better.
Bad
I'll
cop
show
on
you.
ya.
He was excited, talking the whole time. Destiny, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we hear he's a real smooth talker.
He was going on about this ancient inscription.
Neat.
He read it, and he didn't like what it said. His temper. He was the purest evil I've ever seen.
It is for her alone to wield.
Now I know.
Look, I know what you're thinking.
I know why Caleb was pissed off. It is for her to wield. As soon as he heard it was about a girl, he got triggered. That's it. Freaking Caleb.
But I had a visit today at the school from Caleb.
Buffy, why didn't
I'm
you?
fine. I mean, it wasn't fun, but fine. But I'm better than fine. I figured something out. He kept making all this noise about the school.
Is it that seal again?
Do we need to try shutting it again?
No, that's just it. We've spent all this time worrying about the seal and the hellmouth. Why doesn't he have someone there protecting it? Why is he camped out at the vineyard?
Uh-huh.
The bad guys always go where the power is. So if the seal was so important to Caleb in the first, they would be there right now.
Fair
They're
enough.
protecting the vineyard or something at the vineyard.
Fair enough.
I say it's their power, and I say it's time we go in and take it away from them.
Ooh. Round 2.
Or, in the alternative, how about we don't?
Well, here we go.
I mean, it's a neat theory, B, but I'm not going back in that place, not without proof. And neither should you, and neither should they.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
I think Faith had the floor.
Maybe it ends okay the way you want to play it, but maybe it doesn't.
Yo, you know how Principal Wood said right there, I think Faith had the floor? I got to commend the editing right here and the facial expressions of Sarah Michelle Gellar and the eye contact here. Very subtle, but even with the edit, the quick cut to Buffy's facial expression, her eye contact remains on Principal Wood as the dialogue of Faith is heard in the background. And look at her eye contact. Look at that death stare she's giving him. And yeah, I really like that. Just a nice quick cut to Buffy. Medium shot of her face right there, just sort of a nice close up, and bang, you see the death stare she's giving him. I really enjoyed that cut, and you still have Faye talking in the background, but she maintains her contact on Principal Wood, like basically saying, "Are you serious right now?" She's disgusted at him a little bit, saying, "You've met this girl for like 5 minutes, and you're already taking her side?" It just goes to think that maybe a couple others might not be on Buffy's side now.
Right now, I don't think I want you playing the odds.
And then she altered.
Did you come here to fight?
Damn.
Listen, we're fighters, all of us, but you got to give me something to fight, something real, not.
Windmills.
There is something there.
Maybe. We can't be sure of that. This is a hell of a lot to ask.
Wow.
Too much.
For 7 years, I've kept us safe by doing this. Exactly this.
Facts.
Making the hard decisions.
Facts.
You're all acting like you can't trust me?
Didn't you say to me today, you can't trust us?
Oh my god.
Maybe there's something there that should be addressed.
Is that why you sent Spike away?
Yeah.
To ambush me?
Come on.
You know what? I am sick of your deal with the Spike guy.
Oh, shut your
This
ass.
isn't about him. This is about you. You're being reckless.
What?
Damn.
Man, I don't even know you, and I can tell. You are so obsessed with beating Caleb, you are willing to jump into any plan without thinking.
Hey, yo.
This is not what I'm doing.
Well, that's how it feels to us. People are dying.
Kennedy.
Why are you always standing up for her?
I'm not. What do you mean you're not?
Damn, man.
With everything that's happened, I'm worried about your judgment.
Buffy against the world.
Democracies don't win battles. It's a hard truth, but there has to be a single voice. You need someone to issue orders and be reckless sometimes and not take your feelings into account.
Damn.
You need someone to lead you.
It's automatically you.
Hey.
I really do think you're better than we are.
Hey, Anya, you ghosted last episode and you... Whoa!
But we don't know. We don't know if you're actually better.
Oh my.
I mean, you came into the world with certain advantages, sure. I mean, that's the legacy. But you didn't earn it.
Bam, she's the
You
Slayer.
didn't work for it.
Oh.
You've never had anybody come up to you and say that you deserve these things more than anyone else. They were just handed to you.
Huh?
So that doesn't make you better than us.
Huh?
It makes you luckier
Oh.
than us.
Somebody insert Arnold Schwarzenegger and his crew from Predator doing the absolute deforestation scene right now. Right now. Arnold and co, take it away. That's the amount of shots fired right now. Damn! Wow! I'm gonna play the rest with the Spider-Man mask on. Listen, I cannot bear to see. Nah, you know what? Someone's gonna cut to the end of the video, not even watch it all, and see me with a Spider-Man mask on. Gonna think, what the heck is happening? But yeah, I'm putting this thing on, man. I cannot bear to watch this like this. Oh my gosh, I need to shield myself from dissing. Maybe if I wear the Spider-Man mask, they won't notice me and I won't get dissed.
I've gotten us this far.
Yes.
But not without a price.
Xander.
I'm trying to see your point here, Buff. But I guess it must be a little bit to my left.
Ah.
Because I just don't.
Look, I'm willing to talk strategy, okay? I'll hear suggestions on how to break this down, but this is the plan. We have to be together on this or we will fail again.
We are clearly demonstrating that we are not together on this.
Which is why you have to fall in line.
Damn!
I'm still in charge here.
Why is that exactly?
Oh, shut your...
Because I'm the Slayer.
Yes.
And isn't Faith a Slayer too?
Oh my...
What? Whoa. So not what I meant. I'm not in charge, chick. I think B here just needs to chill out for a little bit. Take a siesta or something, but I'm not the one you want.
Maybe we need a vote
Oh my
to
god.
see who wants Faith to have a turn in charge.
Oh my...
No. You don't get to vote until I've had my chance to pal around, get everybody drunk.
Oh...
See, I didn't get that this was a popularity contest. I should have equal time to bake them cookies, braid their hair.
Learn their names.
Oh!
You're just loving this, aren't you?
You have no idea what I'm feeling.
Come in here. Take everything that I have. I mean, you did it before.
Damn!
Did you tell them that? Did you tell them how you used to kill people for fun? Hey, you guys think that's nifty?
Buffy, that's enough.
I didn't come here to take anything away from you, but I'm not going to be your little lapdog either. I came here to beat the other guy, to do right however it works. I don't know if I can lead, But the real question is, can you follow?
Oh my gosh. Everyone right now, this is everyone right now. Ready? Everyone right now. Seeing red. Everyone is seeing red. RIP to Tara, but everyone is seeing red at the moment. Far out! Damn, man.
So we vote.
Wait,
Wait. Are we just
guys,
Are we gonna excommunicado Buffy?
I can't watch you just throw away everything. I know I'm right about this. I just need a little.
Time. Faith as well.
I can't stay here and watch her lead you into some disaster.
Damn.
Can't stay here.
What? What? Let me take this shit. Fuck. Get the shit. What the fuck? Don, where'd you come from? You ain't Randy Orton. This ain't an RKO. Bro, this is an RKO out of nowhere. From Dawn. What?
Buffy, I love you, but you were right. We have to be together on this.
Yes, that's true.
You can't be a part of it.
What? Are we gonna neglect what she's done
So
for
I
7
need you to
years?
leave.
I need you to leave.
Hurry.
No, you're gonna just keep.
This is my house too.
Brother, you weren't even alive 2 years ago. Wow. See, shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. I'm gonna pause you mid-sentence because I'm allowed. I'm allowed to. Listen, there's a minute 48 left in this episode, and I don't want to. I haven't paused throughout the entire dialogue, like to comment. I didn't want to pause to comment because I was really enjoying that. I was really invested. The whole episode has been a bit okay so far, but that last 10 minutes with the meeting has been absolutely fantastic. From a filmmaking perspective, camera work and all that, very simple, very effective. Editing, mwah, absolutely fantastic. The editing that goes hand in hand with the facial expressions and acting has been really great towards the end. What I really enjoyed was the cutaways. The cutaways when certain individuals are talking to facial expressions of other individuals that were listening. The editing has been really perfect in this scene. I mean, I know I threw shade on the fight scene with Faith in the middle of the episode because I thought that editing was really poorly executed, but the editing towards the end of the episode here, especially with this conversation, is really well done. In particular, like I said, the Principal Wood looking and staring at him, and then bang, that subtle change as Buffy drew her eyes to the left to watch Faith. But hey, she held her gaze on Principal Wood for a while as Faith was talking. And I think the editing and the cutting away as certain characters are speaking to other certain characters listening and their facial expressions has been absolutely fantastic. And my camera just cut out and I'm going to have to turn on my webcam quickly. So I'll go deal with that and then have my final thoughts. Apologies, my camera ran out of battery, so I'm going to continue playing it from here.
The witch is dead.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, I just said that. Deserved. Freaking hell, man. Potential's so annoying.
Look, I swear I didn't want it to go
Don't
this way.
be afraid to lead them.
Hey, that's my leader. That's my Buffy.
Whether you wanted it or not, their lives are yours. It's gonna get harder.
I love
Protect them.
the tone in her voice right there.
Lead them.
Hey, that's that bit of respect in the end with Faith and Buffy. He knows, I think Faith didn't want that. But damn, are we gonna end with Buffy just leaving the house she's grew up in? Just like that? Excommunicated like that by everyone? Exiled? I mean, it's only gonna make her return even better in my opinion. I think they're gonna realize how much they need Buffy. All those fools in there. They're gonna be like, you know, you don't realize what you had until it's gone. Forgot what the actual quote is, but yeah. That's gonna be the situation of Buffy right there. It's going to be a situation of you don't realize how much you need something until it's gone. And I think that's going to be the situation of Buffy. Damn, that was a fantastic ending. Like I said, I really enjoyed the ending of that episode. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm really torn on who to take sides with. It's very difficult to take sides in this situation. I don't think there's one side that's completely right. And I don't think there's one side that's completely wrong. Everyone had their points. I do think Anya was a bit of out of line in what she said, and I don't think Anya completely understands what it is to be the Slayer. And how much sacrifices Buffy has had to make. Buffy has had to sacrifice her entire life. You saw she cannot go to school. She hasn't been able to have a proper college degree. She's been in and out of that. She's lost her mother. She's had to save the world countless times. She's lost a normal life. Anya needs to understand what it is to be the Slayer, and I don't think she does. Calling out Buffy, you're lucky. You think you're better than everyone, and maybe it does. There is an argument for people saying Buffy has a superiority and inferiority complex, I believe. Or a superiority complex, but she's inferior about it. I think that's the way it is. There is an argument to be said about that, but I don't think anyone in that room, aside from Faith, or maybe Giles as well, understands what it's like to be the Slayer. The sacrifices you have to make. 7 years of Buffy sacrificing her life. And she's had the introduction of a sister that's come out of nowhere. Obviously, the memories have been altered, but you've had that as well. And then can't even have children. She can't even have a proper family. She's had really troubled times with boyfriends. I mean, you saw what's happened with Robin Wood's mother as well. Like, Robin should understand the situation of what it's like to be a Slayer. Look at his mother, what happened to her. I mean, she put the mission before her own child. And Buffy said that a couple episodes ago. It's about the mission. But that's what it is to be a Slayer. Buffy probably cannot have kids due to the fact she is the Slayer. Unless evil's completely eradicated. But is the Buffyverse. Evil's never going to be completely eradicated. We saw what happened in Angel. We saw the quotes that have been said there as well. And I feel like it's a very difficult situation here. I do think Buffy needs to be a bit more open as a leader and take considerations from everyone. I mean, it goes hand in hand with my law class a couple days ago. I'm doing strategic litigation in law. And I know you guys are probably used to film analogies with the other side of my degree, but I'll use a little something I learned in law. We're doing strategic litigation, and my class, or my tutor in my class, put strategic litigation to like a sort of military analogy. So there's strategic lawyering and there's strategic litigation. The lawyering aspect is mapping out the terrain, right? You map out your terrain, you gather what information you have, you see the loopholes, you see certain gaps in the law, you see where you can attack and deploy your troops. That's the strategic lawyering. And strategic litigation is the actual act of deploying your troops, you know, taking them into battle, and how you use your words in court, etc. The actual litigation process. And Buffy here, I felt like, has mapped out the terrain pretty well. She's gathered the information. She knows what to do the second time around. You know, she's been in there once, but yeah, she gave it a bit of thought. We've got a bit more information. He's actually guarding something in there. What he's guarding, I don't know, but it could be a source of power. I think she's right along those lines. And if you go back throughout the entire seasons of Buffy, Buffy's tend to be right a lot of the time. Yes, there has been times as well where Buffy hasn't saved the world. It's always never solely been Buffy. It's always been a team effort with the Scoobies. And that's why I think Buffy's been a bit wrong. I think it'd be right for Buffy as a leader to take suggestions from everyone else as well. Like, you know, Giles, what do you think of this? How should we go about this? And then see if everyone agrees on that. Because the potentials, yes, they are annoying, and they're freaking, some of the comments they make about Buffy. You do not know what she's been through the past 7 years. And Xander just said last episode about what Buffy has done. A perfect speech, and they completely neglect that. No matter how many speeches there have been this season, the potentials never seem to grasp it, and they always turn their backs on it. They'll be motivated for that split second, but then they stab Buffy in the back. This was a Julius Caesar situation right there. It was, in the end. It was a Julius Caesar situation. And Dawn provided the final stab. It was Julius Caesar stabbed by everyone around him, and then I forgot who betrayed him. I should know my ancient history here, but because I studied it. But yeah, there was that one individual that articulated the plan to stab Julius Caesar, and he watched everyone as he got stabbed. And then Dawn is that individual that delivered the final blow to Buffy in the end. And it was just like, Dawn, what the heck, man? And it's such, like I said, it's such a difficult situation because some people in the right and some people in the wrong. Like, Buffy's both in the right and wrong, and I feel like she has the right plan, but she needs to articulate it a bit differently and go about it differently, because we saw what happened last episode. I feel like she went in blind with Caleb. She didn't know what they were up against. Giles was right in that situation, and hey, we lost a couple potentials. We lost casualties. Obviously, that is the cost of war, but at the same time, she didn't have the right plan. And you think The second time around, she has the right sort of idea, and I think she's right with Caleb guarding something, but she needs to form the right plan. Maybe gather your best troops, maybe gather your spikes, gather your willows, and go in and do a bit of reconnaissance and see what you're up against, see what he's guarding, you know? Do like a little Black Ops mission, maybe call in Riley to help in with that, and gather a bit of information, then go in for the second round. So you really know what you're up against. Map out the terrain properly. And yeah, it was just a complete madness at the end there. And I'm still processing it. And you guys in the comment section will let me know as well. But I think, listen, Buffy was hella disrespected in the end right there for what she's done for the last 7 years. And, oh man, I feel like a lot of people just disregarded that. I mean, Dawn, you weren't even a thing to 2 years ago. Yeah, their memories have been altered. But for you to just chuck out Buffy in the end like that, like, no one could come to a compromise. No one could come to a compromise. I think that situation was a disaster as soon as the meeting started. It wasn't going to end well. And yeah, tensions boiled. Everyone had their say. And then listen, it was Buffy against the world in the end. And I'm not saying Buffy's right. No one's perfect in the Buffyverse. No one is perfect. Everyone's made mistakes and everyone can learn to be better. But in the end right there, I feel like Buffy was hella disrespected, but I think it's going to turn out for the better, hopefully. I think it's going to make Buffy's return even better. I think they're going to realize how much they need Buffy because of this and what's going to happen. Yeah, and I think they're going to get a rude awakening with some of the decision-making, hopefully, with them. And yeah, you don't just chuck out an individual who's done so much for 7 years. And I felt like the potentials had more say than they could have in the end there. Like, I think they had so much say. I think Giles, Willow should have stood up a bit more in terms of, like, telling Buffy, you are our leader, but however, you need to allow us to have certain input. You could be right, but let's articulate this plan a bit better. Let's form a plan of attack. And it was just a madness in the end. I don't know if I've articulated myself well here, because I feel like so much happened. So I'm still processing a lot of it. And I really want to process it with you guys in the comment section and see your takes on it, because it was an utter madness at the end, and I'm interested to see the differing opinions. But in my opinion, I feel like Buffy was hella disrespected after what she's done for the entire 7 years. Anya came out of nowhere. I mean, you ghosted last episode. You weren't even there. And she just calls out Buffy about being lucky, the way she was chosen. I'm like, the Slayer. You don't know what it's like to have your life taken away like that. Like, what the heck? The sacrifices Buffy has had to make, the losses she's encountered. But yeah, sure, her decision making can be questioned, and she needs to do better in that department. But to just, yeah, the potentials have only known Faith for like a day and a half as well, and they just decide to be like, yo, why can't she be our leader? Oh man, there's a lot to process with this episode. That last 10 minutes was absolutely great in my opinion. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction. As always, been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.